We're actually starting right now. Hey, what's up? I'm Teishi, the Super Swordsman.
I'm Gandalf the White from Wild Blades.
I'm Hikoto from Angel of Apocalypse, and welcome to the Ragnarok podcast. Today we're going to talk about our favorite party composition.
Yeah.
So, a favorite party composition considering 2 people or 3 people?
We'll start with 2.
We'll start with 2.
And then
So we'll go 1 by 1 by 2, and then we'll go 1 by 1, and then 3 people kind of thing. So, Gandalf, what is your favorite 2-man composition? Since you're a wizard.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, it was... Honestly, I'll either say... Like, if I really had to choose, I'd say a priest. Me and a priest.
That's always, like, that's the optimal.
Yeah, because the priest can
yeah.
tank somewhat, and I just, to get the buffs and all that. And then
As
I
long as
don't
you
have to
have
worry
the
about...
priest.
Yeah, well, no. I'm good with just a support. Because as long as I had my blessing, my caster was pretty fast.
But most of the priests were Vit though. Like they were int
Later on, yeah.
int/dex/Vit kind of type thing. It was like that, or int Vit/dex.
But then even then, like a support priest could like tank a few things at least. You just spam and heal them. So.
If they had a big heal, then they were good enough with having a decent mob on them. But my wild card, which I'm just throwing in randomly right now, but my wild card would be a bard.
That's actually pretty good.
Because with a bard, I have unlimited, like I have a 0 cast time, and then I can just spam mine.
And I liked about the game where you had back in the day is when you had a bard and they did a song, they played the song for 1 second and they shut the song off.
Mm-hmm.
And you still had the buff for a little bit.
I think it was called like.
Magic Strings was the one that I'm...
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But then there was another one that increased your health as well.
Yeah.
So I always had a heal...
Ludi or Ludi's Apple.
Yeah.
Song of Ludi.
Song of Ludi.
Yeah.
So I had...
There's Hocus... No, that was something else. That was a different job.
That was like the not use gems when you use skills. That wasn't
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah,
Hocus Pocus was a Sage skill, wasn't it?
Oh, it was Hocus Pocus
Yeah.
that Sage used to summon MVPs when under the effect of the Bard and Dancer thing. That's
Wow,
how they,
I did not know that.
that's how they did the thing where they would summon like Lord of Death off
Oh,
some
really?
random map.
That's how they did that? I thought it was just dead branches. They just hope for the fucking best.
No, because
The
anyone...
Sage would spam that move under the effect of the Bard and Dancer combo thing that made it so you don't have to use gems. And then he would keep using that over and over to try to summon out the Lord of Death. And then once you had that, you have a monk tank the actual Lord of Death itself, and then you farm the mob.
Sounds really
It's
broken.
XP. It was super broke. People got crazy XP, but that was like super late game though.
But I remember the song that you were talking about with where you don't use any gemstones or anything like that.
It was a Bard Dancer combo move. I think.
Yeah. How about you, Teishi? What was your combination?
Favorite 2-person combo. My in-game wife and I were. She was a sage, and earlier on I was a swordsman for like a long time. Never changed tonight.
Super swordsman,
Yeah, super swordsman.
as they used to call them.
And Sage has the moves where you enchant your
weapons.
your weapon with like an element. So we would go and we would fight stuff that like we wouldn't normally be able to really fight that well. Like back in the day when she was still a pretty low level, we'd go to like stings and she would enchant with like fire, and I would fight off like the cramps for her, and she would kill the stings sort of thing. It was just like a nice like combo. And then later on we would go to like high orc, so she'd give me like, the ice elemental, and she would take care of like the archers that were working against fire. Like she'd like firebolt them, and I would use my ice. You use her ice.
That
spell
actually makes
on me
sense,
to,
yeah,
like,
because
kill, like,
the
high orcs.
stings
So
were.
It was just like a really nice like combo sort
Yeah.
of thing, and it wasn't like. Obviously, it's not optimal, but like it was just like it just worked out well. Sort of
Yeah.
thing.
They actually met in the field of battle, and then they fell in love. No, I'm just joking.
Well, that's how it went down.
We don't want to tell us. We don't want to tell us sausage is made.
Do you have like a wild card one? Like I threw that in because I think it's.
No, I think that's a really good idea to have like a little wild card one.
I think the Sage thing is a wild card one. out of
Well, apparently not, because that's his.
like with
that was my favorite.
Like I said, for mine, my if you said you only have one, that's it. Mine would be a priest. But
Yeah,
my wild card, like to go out and just like go on a limb.
I always
for
feel
sure.
like having a priest with you is the for sure thing. Like you always
Yeah.
want a priest with you.
That's what I'm
no
saying.
matter
So
what.
the wild card, the one where it's just like, you know, like I wouldn't mind like when I was higher level to go out with them with because magic strings, man. I have
Yeah.
no cast time. I had a heal clip, so
As long as they're
we
okay
could-
with everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
like we'd be good.
I'm gonna go really weird with my wild card pick.
merchant. No.
I'd actually say
He's just gonna bend there for you the entire time.
yeah, you get the drops and you sell them.
That makes extra money.
my wild card 2-person party would be a priest with a priest, and I'll explain. I had a high dex priest that was strictly for Magnus exorcisms.
Mhm.
And I would have a
Ah,
friend's priest who was a Vit priest
yes.
bring a big mob of undead, and I would use because I can't.
Perfect for the prison.
Yeah. So that's sort of like my wild card is that it was a priest with a priest. Like we sort of worked together really well, and like someone had to tank it, right? Like it could be a knight, which is fine, but like my personal
Having
experience
two-
it was
yeah.
two priests, and it was just worked really well.
Personally, when it came to like a bit kind of thing, I'd rather have a priest. I don't know why, because like a
They
priest
can
just
heal
takes.
themselves. That's kind of nice.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
it's nice, but the thing is like it depends on what kind of priest you have. Like if you have like a more of a like int, no matter
Battle
what,
priest is what
int
they were
is
called.
whatever it's
I
gonna
have
be,
one
right?
that's just so fun to play now. It's so fun.
Int is
Yeah,
always going to be
crazy, like
It looks
a
so
fucking.
when they those crits,
I
it's like out of the park.
It-
out of the
it's like a
park.
baseball
But the-
swing. A baseball swing.
it's the sound that the crit makes, like.
Oh, for that reason, that's why I made an assassin.
Yeah, the crit
Just
assassin.
straight. Just
Especially when assassins made the crit sound because it was double. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but like having a priest just with you that is in vit, not in dex at all. In vit, 100%. It's just having that kind of like because it's mostly just a heal that you really care about at that point,
it's
right?
like a
Because
safety net there.
yeah.
You know
they
that
take
can
no
save you.
damage. You have so much healing capability. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Right, what do you think, Hakoto?
For me, I think I would go with.
I think it would be a good idea before you go. First of all, I was just a straight index wizard. Teishi was AGI,
Crit.
and he was like a crit knight.
Kind of hybrid. I had lots of things.
Yeah, so he was a hybrid though, so he wasn't just for tanking. So those were our picks based on those builds.
Yeah.
So Hakoto, tell us what your build was and then why you would choose.
I feel like I'm a dying breed when it comes to my build. It was a bird hunter,
So
a
luck,
falcon hunter.
luck and int is that?
Luck,
or luck
int,
and
and
dex?
AGI,
Yeah.
and dex. So I had four stats I had to take care of. But I was mostly int, mostly AGI
In luck, right?
and mostly dex. But the
Well, I
rest,
thought luck was for the bird.
it was, but it was mostly those two. But then the rest of the shit went into luck and int. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much what it was. Because you have to have dex to even hit anything. If you don't hit anything, well, when we used to play, even if you missed, your bird still went, right? That's pretty much what it was. But I think we transitioned into the fact that when you were a hunter, you had to hit. You had to have some sort of hit,
Yeah.
right? For your bird to go. So I had to get enough dex to hit anything in the game. Well, mostly anything in the game. Minus wonders, because that was a bitch. So that was my build. So that was my build, but I liked the combo of hunter and priest. Obviously, Who doesn't? Right.
Great combo.
But my unconventional one was hunter and knight, and that was Teishi and I when we went. That was one. That one moment solidified that game for me a little bit more. It took that game to another kind of level of putting it that you can do whatever you want in this game, and it can still work.
Yeah.
Right?
If
It
you're
doesn't
skilled
matter.
enough. If you're
If
skilled.
you're skilled, yes, exactly.
Which-
If you're skilled enough, you can do whatever you want in this game. And we had the capabilities of taking Castle 2 and running Castle 2, taking Wanderers, taking Raidrigs, taking Mimics,
Taking Bahamut.
Bahamut, yeah. Baphomet. Yes, exactly. We could take all these people, like all these monsters, anything. Abysmal Knight we could even take.
Yeah.
Like we could take all these kind of stuff. As long as you have the effort and the build to do it, and the dedication, you're gonna do it.
It's more skill than anything, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Because when we did Wanderers, it was you countering and me blitzbaiting the entire time.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Because I couldn't hit them.
And like you could trap stuff. Like if we got mobbed too hard, you could like trap this wanderer while we're fighting this other wanderer.
Yeah.
And you had a heal clip with lots of ants, so you could like.
And
heal
back
me up when
then,
I
you
was
could trap
slow.
yourself, put a trap on yourself, and then walk away, and then the mob would just.
Yeah, so you
Get
can sort of
trapped.
like set like real traps, not like you know you have to have this certain amount of space, and it's just when mobs are moving that fast, there's just that's the champ. You're
Yeah.
not gonna be able to
You
trap a
can't.
wanderer,
Yeah.
You're just not. it's not
Wanderers and Raiders move pretty fast too. Like they
yeah,
move
they were
pretty quick.
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be-
You can't just like well, you could run away from a Raider, but you couldn't like if they snuck up on you, you're fucked.
You're gonna take at least like 3 or 4 hits.
Yeah, easy.
And
That
they
was the
hit
issue.
hard,
That
especially
was
if you're
also-
100, they hit fucking hard.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Five,
also
600.
Yeah.
that's also the problem that I had with my hunter is that like I couldn't get 99 int or 99 AGI.
Yeah.
Right, it wasn't possible
Mhm.
because with the build that I had, it was just not possible. So I had like 80, maybe 80. That was probably what I had. So I got hit quite a bit, like it's
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I think a hunter knight was a pretty good,
Yeah, it was
pretty good combination.
So do you?
For us.
So your set for stone obviously was priest, and then your wild card was.
I like being solo. That was one of my favorite things to be solo because I had the capabilities of being solo.
Yeah.
I could dodge stuff. I could kill stuff easier.
Every hunter was though. I mean, all of our builds we could do solo.
I feel like I personally think my hunter that I had was more PvE, like player versus environment, compared to a lot of other hunters that were most PvP, player versus
Yeah,
player.
around that time, like
Well-
once PvP got introduced, everyone started, you know, making
Because they're
builds that were more.
they're mostly SP based. I wasn't SP based at all.
Yeah, because you're
well, you have so much.
your bird
Yeah.
and your bird didn't
That's-
take
that's
any SP.
That's
But
exactly what I mean.
I
I'm
don't
more
think it's
PvE.
just PvP though. A lot of the ones that had the AGI decks builds, they were PvP, but they were also PvM because they were good for
Yeah.
MVPing and shit too,
MVPs,
right?
Yeah.
The
Double strafe was just, like,
just
insane.
murdered.
And like they were decent to take out on parties, but like for me they're like we'll go to 3 people, like a third person party or a 3-person party, and then we'll say our low
Yeah.
just there. So are you good on yours?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with the 3-person. So the point I was gonna make was like for me I would never like I was not down to ever. I mean not down, but my least like preferred would be a hunter because for me having a hunter didn't do anything for the party. For me, like they didn't mob, they had damage, but like I did way more damage to them, right? Unless it was like a single target, right? Like for MVPs are really good to have, right? But like for mobbing and for leveling, my go-to would be. Oof, this one's hard. It's either me. It's always gonna be me and a priest, like support priest, not mid. Me support priest and either a crusader if we want to get like super crazy mobby, like just have a.
They're good with the cover too.
Yeah, just having like a ridiculous amount. Like when we used to have, I think it was either Aldebaran or Prontera when we used to go into the dungeons. Once we'd have the castles, you could like because there's no one else in there, right? So there's just like monsters just chilling there. We'd get like a ridiculous amount of monsters. Like to the point where it's like for my screen would like almost freeze, like because they just go and come back and there'd just be like 100 of them on the screen, right? So for like that, Crusaders were always good because then like I don't have to worry about dying. But either that or I'm gonna have to go with my wild card one and get a bard in there because just having that magic strings and then having like the extra health and stuff. But the cast was the biggest thing for me, like because I had no cast time. And you could just spam, right? So I could spam meteor shower, storm gust, whatever I wanted to, just boom, 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 all the time. So those would be my 3, or my 2 for the 3-man party. What about you, Teishi?
I've been giving this some thought. I kind of want to go back to like the older days. There was a time quite a ways back. I'm not sure how much you guys would remember it, but There's a blacksmith ability called
The
Adrenaline
Stun?
Rush.
Okay.
It's only good for you though.
No. Back in the day.
Hunters could never use it.
Back in the day, it affected everyone
Oh really?
in party.
In a party, yeah. Because we used to do that shit for.
Before they started really patching the game and making it, I guess balanced. I mean, fuck balance though, whatever.
Balance
No,
was-
balance is good because.
No, balance
you know,
is good.
The servers now are definitely not fucking balanced.
That's what I was gonna say. Balance is good. Then they took balance and threw it out the fucking window.
Yeah.
So back in the day, I had like a battle priest, which we were talking about before. This is what reminded me of that, where you swing with a club or whatever, and even now, Adrenaline Rush will work with a battle priest. But that reminded me of a situation back in the day where I was like a newbie hunter, and I had a hunter friend or a huntress friend, and we had a blacksmith friend who was full on crafting. He would he didn't have any stats for fighting, but he would just come with us into, I think it was Pyramid. We were like level 70 maybe, and he would use Adrenaline Rush, and it would actually affect us. This was like way back, like in the early parts of the game, and it would affect everyone in the party. So just a 3-person party, or a 10-person party, or whatever, Adrenaline Rush would affect everyone, even like knights, even assassins and everything. It was crazy. It was like the coolest thing ever. So that was like the funnest time I had. I was like a garbage newbie hunter.
What stats did it bring up?
Attack speed.
That's what it
It's
was.
Adrenaline Rush, man. Yeah.
Man,
Attack speed. So like you go
that would
from.
have been
They
perfect.
turn like
for me.
red, like the blacksmith when they used it, they turn like red or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was what it
That's
was.
sure.
I just
No,
have that
I-
image in my
I remember. I remember what
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
It's like
Rush
streaks almost going up.
Yeah.
It's like adrenaline rush and they do this little.
No,
thing.
and
I have that
your
clearly.
avatar just pretty much turned red. That's pretty much. What
I know the blacksmith ones did for like I don't know if they permanently turn red, but when he used the skill, that's when he would like turn red.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if he
no,
would
that's
stay.
what it was.
Yeah.
No,
It
Yeah.
used to a long time ago affect everyone in the party, which is like the most broken shit ever, and like no one really like used it because it's like no one really played blacksmith really back in the day. So like when you had that, it was like holy shit. And the other moves would affect you too, like the maximum something. He had like 3 moves for the party. It was like the one that made, you know how like bows work best on medium targets but not small targets or something like that, and like two-handed swords work best on large targets but not on small targets or thing. He had a move that would make all of that work 100% well on like
Everywhere?
all different sizes.
They didn't have crazy uproar, did they?
Not back in the day.
No.
That was like a newer one. That just gives you like
Yeah,
4
yeah.
strength or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my favorite 3-person party was that because it was like we were breaking the game sort of thing. We didn't really like no one really kind of knew about that back in the day. But yeah, that's mine. Just using a blacksmith to abuse his abilities.
Right,
Dakota?
Goto?
For 3-man, I think I would have to go with. I was gonna say Crusader, but like Hunter is not really worth it in a Crusader in a way because like most Crusaders were Vit/Sacrifice Crusaders, and they just used Grand Cross. Like that was their thing, just Grand Cross.
Yeah, Grand Cross.
Right? That's pretty much what they were. I would have to go with Priest, Hunter, and then maybe Knight. Just
What about another hunter? Just trap a bunch of shit.
no, but the thing is like when you're leveling or doing anything like that, trapping isn't you're not supposed to be trapping. You're just supposed to be killing. It's just killing stuff.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
you can't
biggest thing.
mob though because like how the fuck you
Yeah, mobbing. But if you trap, you can't mob either though.
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
The trapping
You
isn't.
just roam. You just
Yeah, you're a roamer at that point, right? But like hunters, it's really hard to put a hunter in a party, in my opinion.
Without just like a hunter and a priest or a hunter on his own, it's like I'm not sure how to improve.
You know why?
Yeah,
There's a
because-
lot of classes that complement each other,
Yeah.
right? With hunters, I
They're
find it hard to
lone rangers.
complement. Yeah, it's hard to complement.
It's just I can have a priest with me and put Gloria up. That's the only thing I can have.
The one
Like
good
it's
thing,
so
the one
like
good,
agility.
the one good
Yeah,
thing that
AGI blessed glory. That's it. That's all I want, and I'm good to go. Like,
The one good thing that the new, like the after the renewals and all that shit, the good thing that they did for the hunters is that snipers can be AOE a little bit because they have the arrow shower. I know you used to, but arrow shower is garbage.
But the thing is, like,
but now it's like ridiculously powerful. But
when we used to do arrow shower, you got one level, and then that's about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like 4 levels.
Yeah. So
Just
now
so
there's
plus
just
now.
like it's just like so
Like, it wasn't
strong.
even worth it.
No, that's what I'm saying. But now it's
Yeah.
like it's a little bit too ridiculous, like from what I've said. But a lot of it has to do with the equips and all the shit that they have now.
Mm.
But like they made it so that hunters can be a little bit more integrated into parties.
Mhm.
But I mean that's going on a whole different topic because shit is completely different now. But
Yeah. I think it's hard for me to go to 3-man thing because like 2-man is good, but like 3-man is just for 3-man.
well, for me,
hunter,
having 3 is the best.
yeah.
Right, so
for
it
wizards
depends
it's
on-
really good, but for hunters I don't know. Like for 3-man, what would you want to do?
Because then you're taking that extra EXP out for something that you might not need. Right?
Yeah, like it's just like you're fighting
Yeah,
things.
But at the same time, though, like if a priest is really looking to level, is he really going to go after a hunter for a leveling partner? Probably not, right?
Mm.
It depends. It depends on like who you have. Like that's like a hunter can kill shit really quick. Like he can. Sure, he will kill as fast as a priest
It's a,
or as a wizard.
It's a single target killer though.
Yeah,
That's the
It's a
thing. That's what I'm
single
saying.
target
Like
thing.
I think the most effective party, and this is like coming from a wizard, obviously, so it's a little bit biased, but having. And it's like Derek was saying, or Tasty was saying before.
That's not gonna be in the podcast.
No,
Yeah,
but
just cut it. Just start over.
There's only one Derek in the world.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
To have a tanker, so someone that can round up the mob, a supporter, and an AoE.
Yeah, but see that's
just the most effective.
It's the
way.
most generic and effective way of doing it. Like that is the effective way of playing the game. Doing it that way, that's the way it's supposed to be done.
Well, it's not supposed to. It's not like they had a rule book.
No, but
We
see,
figured it out. Like, hey, that's probably
yeah, but
the
see,
most.
if you logically look at it, that is the way it's supposed to be done, right? Like you just look at it logically, it's supposed to be done that way,
Yeah.
right? It just that's the way the game is supposed to be done. I just didn't have that way of.
Well, your
I don't know.
character wasn't even.
I think
built for
hunters.
that.
I think hunters in general weren't even supposed to be in parties. I think that's the way it was just supposed to be. Like they're not supposed to be even more than like two. Like unless you have a party with a priest, wizard, and a hunter, while the priest and the wizard stay together and the hunter just fucking fucks around, comes back for buffs and just keeps going. That's
That might work.
But you know what
That's
though,
the way.
the AGI Dex hunters, like they're a little bit because they could kill like with mobs that because like I would be able to do a storm gust or whatever, but sometimes they wouldn't all just die magically, right? So to have a hunter, so you do a storm gust and to have the hunter either do blitz speed to break them while they're frozen, or to have them double strafe while they're frozen.
yeah, but see, I could do that. They could do that too at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that
So
doesn't
You might as well
change.
just have a second wizard. cast
Yeah.
Lord of
Laura
Vermilion.
Villain, yeah.
Yeah, like,
well, I'm
it's
just trying
fun.
to make him feel better, man.
I
You're
just-
wanted, man.
You said my real name, so I don't give a fuck.
I just feel like
Add me on
hunters.
Facebook. My name's not.
I just feel like hunters were just like a different kind of breed.
Yeah, no, that's
Right,
that's,
it was just
it's,
like
it's,
that.
it's a good thing to talk about.
Yeah. So this has been our podcast for I know. What?
Speaking of three-person parties,
Oh, okay.
we're looking to hit up a new server. The three of us. We'd like to play like a priest knight wizard combination. We'd like a server that's pre-renewal. Obviously, if you've watched any of our podcasts before, we're obviously pre-renewal players. If you guys have any recommendations on a good, no bullshit pre-renewal server,
No donations, no crazy
Pay to
EXP
win.
rates, like
yeah,
just
no,
like
we don't
as
want pay to
close.
win. As close to the old server
Yeah.
as you can get. We would love to join. We'd love to stream it. Us going from
0 to
beginning-
99.
zero to
baby.
hero, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to make that server,
we'll join.
yeah, we'll join it.
And we will advertise it. So
We're gonna stream it like on Twitch. We'll have things on YouTube, like just kind of like not summary but like highlighted videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we'll probably stream the whole thing on Twitch. And we just want like as close to the classic server as possible. And honestly, if you're playing the server, I mean,
hit us up,
hit us up
party,
while
man.
we're playing. Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
right?
we'll play with you.
And we're possibly looking to maybe get someone else on the podcast, just like a guest of the podcast.
Especially someone that we would play with, maybe on the server. You know?
Yeah,
So.
you know, just someone that's been where we've been. Obviously, if you're like
Yeah.
just been in the game for a couple years, or you've only played after renewal or during renewal, I mean, unfortunately, we would love to have you on the show, but we'd rather have someone that was an old school player like us, just so that we can give the newer players insight on what it used to be like. But this is all like new and exciting things that we're looking into. So any comments, please leave them in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and
Share.
yeah, and share. And if you have any,
Always
if,
share.
If you have any ideas, we'd love.
Before we go, we just want to plug in. We have Beard in the Hair at Twitter. You can follow us there. You can follow us at Beard in the Hair on YouTube, on Twitch. We're also on Twitch, youtube.tv/Beard in the Hair. We're everywhere. Anything that's Beard in the Hair, we're there. We're gonna start streaming games, all that kind of stuff. So you can follow us everywhere there. Until next time.